What's going on, my friends? I hope that you're well. I'm doing great. Just trying to rally up the insulation, getting that done. There's a good chance that all of it will be in tomorrow, but one thing's for sure, tomorrow afternoon we're looking at the bulk of it, for the under the house and the walls. The only difference is the 24-inch that goes on the ceiling that they had to pull in from North Carolina, but he said there's a possibility they may have it, all of the insulation delivered tomorrow, which is fine. And I can spend a couple of days this week before this weekend getting all that insulated. So it's the biggest work of it is going to be trying to get up under that house. That's going to be some work, but we'll get it done, absolutely. So this is our next step here, is getting the insulation done. Once we get that and get it inspected, we're going to drywall, so we'll get that done. Slowly but surely, we're getting there. We're over the biggest hump of this thing, man. That big inspection was the biggest one I know I'd have to go through. You know, it's only 3 more inspections. That's that's insulation, the lighting fixtures, and the final. So hopefully by January, February, we're hoping. That's the target of getting this done. So drywall is going to take a lot of work, and the finishing with the trim is going to take a lot of work. But I've got flooring and a few other things I've got to do in the middle of that. So we'll get it. That we will. So looking at tomorrow, get the insulation in, and depending on time tomorrow afternoon, it may be Wednesday afternoon and Thursday, taking those afternoons off to get that stuff done, because key is I've got to do the underside of that house first, absolutely, so we can go inside, because everything's dried in the house. So I have no reason to go up under that house after insulation except for one thing. That's getting some plastic encapsulating down under the house, and my plan to do something else. I put some mortar down to cover that, to keep moisture from coming up or even going under that house. So that's another plan later. One thing at a time, my friends. And we'll get it done. That we will. Let's see what we can get done. Oh, the rabbit is back. And I bet I'm probably 3 feet from this rabbit. That's my little buddy. That's all right. Hey there, buddy. You're back. Ended up under my house. I'm here at the house waiting on the delivery of the insulation. These guys called me like 6:30. They're like, "Can you meet us down there now?" And I was like, I was hoping we'd do it this afternoon. He said, "Well, I've got an empty truck." And I said, "Oh, man." So I had to haul butt down here. Oh, my gosh. So I guess either way is all good. We'll get it done. So I got down here to open up the door, so when they come in, they can get this insulation loaded in here. I asked them about the sheetrock loading it into the house here, and they said all depending on the kind of house. I said, well, it's a very tiny house, a few steps up to the front door. So, you know, sheetrock comes in double pack, like they're 2 sheets together one, so it's like it'd be about 13, 14 packs. Slide them into the door here, but it's 12-foot sheets of sheetrock, so you don't want to break them. You want to be able to get them in here and stack them against the wall. So that's going to be interesting. So let's see if we can get this insulation in here, and then this week we start insulating, getting it done for sure. Well, that's 24 packs of insulation. Doesn't look like it, but that's a lot of insulation. It's compressed. When I pop this here, these are gonna, 1, 2, there's 4 packs. 4 packs in there, and on the truck it didn't look like it. That's crazy. So I gotta get this stuff, I don't know how many are in each pack, how many bats. Get this stuff lined up and get it ready to get up under the house and get this stuff done. Woo, it's gonna take some work, and we will get it done, folks. All right, folks, we are here to insulate. That's what we're here to get done here. I've got a few hours of daylight and I've got my spotlight. So I think I'm gonna put some light up under this house when it gets dark and still continue to work. I just need to cut these bats. And you saw the other day, I don't know if we loaded these things in, but they are packed, 1, 2, 3, 4 packs per pack, and they're compressed together. So I don't know how many bats are in them. So, you know, it's gonna take a little bit, but we're gonna get it done. Thing is getting up under this house. I hate wearing this suit because you sweat in it, but I'm rolling around under the house and I'm gonna have to wear that cover on my vase, getting up under there, trying to push that stuff up under the house. So I'll see what we can get done. All right, so 8.5 packs is gonna cover the underside of the house. I've got 4 out here now. There are 10 bats per pack. Those things they're decompressing, but about 3 inches thick. And we'll be able to get that up into the joist of the house. Another thing is just getting these straps done. I got to figure out how we're going to do that. So once I find a system, I'll be able to get this done quicker. When I get started, I'll know how quick it's going to be. I don't really know. It's getting up under this house is the biggest of the work. Oh my gosh, I'll tell you what. I got mad respect for people that do this shit for a living. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. It's hard for me to film while I was under the house, but basically I've had to lay on my back. I got dirt all over my back, but I got the Tyvek suit on, so it's not all on me. It's a little bit easier for me to lay on my back, but I've got my glasses on. I'm just trying to not. My glasses cover my eyes. And I tell you guys right now, this is just my experience and what I know, and people tell you. People tell you you better do it. When you're doing rock wool or any kind of insulation, you better have your PPE. You better have at least one of these and have some stuff over your eyes, your glasses or something. I'm telling you, this stuff, even mineral wool, rains. And I had to go rinse my vase off and shit. So please, whatever you do, use PPE when you do this. I'll be ready to get this done here. But I got some light up under the house. I'm gonna do some more here. But I'm gonna call it after I get the verse row of the verse 2 done, and I'll come back tomorrow and get 1.5. I got 1 and another foot to do. We'll get that done. It'll be easy, but I'm just having to do maybe 2 straps per bat over it instead of 1 all the way across 13 feet. I'm not doing that. It's easier for me to take that electric stapler. I got the staples holding them. I don't need the screws, thank God. So we'll get that done. So let's see how much more I can get done here. This is crazy. So basically, as you can see, I'm having to lay on my back to get all that done. You see some of the insulation under there, and then I've got to go over here and do more. But laying on my back is the easiest way to do this. This is crazy. Oh, I'm laying on my back here up under this house. Oh my gosh. As you can see, the light's over there. Let me move my hand. And I've got these bats and up here. All I can do is just lay on my back and do this. I'm doing 10 bats at a time, and then I'm doing 2 cross straps per bat. Getting it done. Note to self: next time, build on a concrete slab. I have mad props for people that do this shit for a living, I'm telling you. God bless them. Oh, people that get up under these houses. My electrician got up here, ran wire. My plumber got up under here. Somehow I think that I did most of the work with this insulation, but I don't know. There's a lot of wiring up under here. Oh my God. I guess if you're used to it, you can do it. So let me get this done. And then tomorrow, all I've got is 1 row of bats and a little bit on the end, and we'll have this thing done. Let's hope. Oh man, I'm gonna have to take some Advil. I'm gonna be sore in the morning, folks. I almost got this done. I still have to strap my last row like a little more than halfway, and then wedge the 1 foot pieces, the rest of them on the edge, strap those, and then I'm good. I really wanted to get it done tonight, but I was like, you know, I need to just call it, and I don't overdo it here. I'm almost done. Almost done. And I tell you, man, this insulation, this mineral wool, it's not as irritating as fiberglass, but it can be irritating. And you have to be careful when you're using it. I have my glasses on, but I think what I need to do is get some sealed goggles or something. That's what I need to do. Because it feels like I've got dirt or something around my nose and shit. Making sure they don't get in my eyes. It's not good. You don't want to do that. If I get up done from under this house, it'll be a while before I get back up under there again. I think the only thing I get up there again is I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do one of two things. I'm going to put some mortar on the edges, or I'm going to put it all on the bottom, the whole bottom of the house. I don't know if I'm going to do that. I'm just going to put that barrier I talked about, and then we're going to brick it, and we're good. The only time somebody has to get up in that house is if a water pipe broke, or sewage, or if the electrician was going to run wires from something else. Other than that, there's no reason to get up under there. I'm going to get it bricked, and I'm going to have a nice sealed door, and we're good. That'll be sometime after I do the house. But other than that, man, I'll come back tomorrow and get this done. I can tell you, it is, whoo, gosh, I said it earlier. I have a whole new respect for people that do insulation or get up under these crawl spaces. It's not my gig. It's a hell of a amount of work. But once I get this done, I knew this was the hardest part of the job. Once I get this done, I can get inside the house and get that insulated. We're good. That'll be a little bit easier to a certain degree. But anyway, see what we can do tomorrow. I've got to go take a shower and chill out. And I'll check with you tomorrow on this deal. Hopefully we can get this done tomorrow. I know I can. I don't have much more left, so. And get it done then. We'll check back in tomorrow. What's up, my friends? I am back again. Oh, I was sore this morning. I was indeed. I'll tell you. Itching a little bit of my hands, front of my arms, nothing major. Right around my face a little bit. That's why I went and just got some safety goggles to seal my eyes. That's going to be best. That really is. So we're going to get started. We're going to get all of this insulation finished. I don't have much left. I just got to strap what I have and add a few small pieces. But we'll get this done. That we will. Went to Harbor Freight to get another Tyvek suit, though I'm sure I will need yet another one. Then again, I don't know. I got it one there for, got one for drywall and stuff, so we'll figure it out. These things you get sweat to sweating inside these things. They're not vented. Whew. But we'll get it done. That's what we're going to do, so. We get this done because it's going to rain this Saturday. I can be inside. I've got to get 2x4s. I've got to get those done to get everything finished for the framing, additional for the insulation, and then we're good. Start insulating the inside. I would assume by Friday the ceiling insulation will be in, so we shall see. Oh, man, thank God I got the underside of this house done. I'm not going to lie. Like I said yesterday, that was some damn work. Now we're going to do some insulating on the inside here. I think what I'm going to do is up here, right there. I've got some screws for that. I'm going to get them unscrewed. I'm going to get up there and I'm going to insulate above the ceiling of the porch. Get all that screwed back down so I can get up there and get that front wall. I've got to get the 2x4s and frame around all that. So let's see how much I can get done here for insulation inside the house. Well, I'm doing a little bit of insulation on the inside now. We've already started. And what I'm going to do to get this done quicker is I'm going to insulate the bays that do not have any plugs or receptacles or plumbing or anything of the such. And then go back and do all that. Because I'm going to have to cut around these plates. I'm going to have to. But there is a technique to that. And I think they said you can put an indention. You can push the rock wool into that and it'll make a little indention. You can cut around it. Good as gold. So we shall see. See what we can get done. Come on. Really? Let the bread knife do the work, Chris. Bread knife. All right, folks, you see my wall plug there and that bad of insulation. With rock wool, so cool. And it really does work. YouTube University. So I did my verse wall with a plug. Basically, you take that bat and you cut it to size the wall, which is 10 inches there. Unless it's a 16-inch bat and it's a 14 between, then you can use the whole bat. But moving forward, all you have to do is you take that bat and just push it up against that wall plug, the base of that box, really well, and it'll make an imprint. And you just cut it out and you're good to go. You're welcome. Well, I managed to get, excuse the phone here, managed to get quite a bit. I set a lot of these bats out so I didn't have to go reaching for them all the time. They're there and all I gotta do is just cut them and go. But this rock wool, I'm telling you, man, it makes a difference in here. I think I'm gonna have extra insulation, almost too much. And the guy said if I had any packs I didn't use, he'd take them back and he'd give me the money back for it. So I thought that was cool. Most of them wouldn't do that. But other than that, I got my towel here. I gotta take it home and wash it. I gotta get a shower. I've been out here since 1:30, 2 o'clock today. Had a stopping point, so I'm gonna come out here again either tomorrow night or come out definitely Saturday all day. I'm gonna have this thing insulated by Saturday. I need to call them tomorrow and see if the ceiling insulation is coming in. I have a predicament here because I just remember I talked about that loft area up there, using it for storage. I got up there, I was insulating over the ceiling, climbing up there as hell. I'm just not doing it. I don't have that much needs for storage, and I'm not going to sheetrock up in there and do all that. I'm going to insulate the ceiling up in there, and then right along in here, I'm going to put a wall right there and a ceiling cross to, see where that light is right there? I'm going to put a ceiling right there, just maybe build a square where we can have a little hatch, like you could use a piece of sheetrock or something to make a door. So if I need to get up there, I can. Because he screwed me on the wiring. So you're going to run into these things. If I were here with the wiring, I would have known this. But you see right there, hold on a second here. All right, let's look up right here. You see up there, that wiring right there? It's coming across. It's up against that rafter where I was going to put the wall down. Well, that 20 amp wire, let's do my weatherman thing. That's not good. The 20 amp wire is coming along here across. We can't move that. It's on the front of that. So I can't make a wall out of that and go up to vault it. So sorry about my crappy weatherman technique. But hey, so be it that it may, we'll figure it out. It's just a little bit more work, but it is what it is. I mean, I've got a storage shed out there. I don't need all that much storage. I mean, I'll have everything I need in here. It's a tiny home. It's like an RV. When you have an RV, it's a lot smaller of space. Excuse me. I know I'm dark because the light's dark in here. But, it is what it is. So we'll figure it out. Other than that, we'll get back to it either tomorrow or Saturday. So if I look a little ghostly here today, it's because it's called baby powder. all on the internet, and even the insulation people said, put baby powder on. That'll stop that itch from the mineral wool, which I think is pretty cool. Hang on one second. I'm just putting my gloves on here, so we're going to get this done here. I've got the ceiling insulation in here. Today, my goal is to get this house insulated. Within the exception of, let's turn this here right here. Within the exception of that area over there where I have to frame out, and then we'll get that insulated last. Clancy at some point, maybe this week, I hope quickly, we'll get that framed. And we're going to pick a day here next week and a half or more. As soon as I get the insulation inspected, everything passed on that, we're going to hang drywall. It's going to be a little work, but we're going to get it done. I suspect to be in for a few challenges, but I'm up for it. The taping and mudding is going to be a challenge, but I'm up for it. So anyway, we're going to get this stuff done here. I got a good head start on this yesterday and laid out the bats so I know I could not have to just go cut the stuff all the time. And I know it's debatable where I'm going to have extra. I was just thinking last night, I said, well, I'm going to have an extra pack, maybe 2. But once I get all the ceiling insulation in, there is possibly, and I can't recall in my mind, where I was saying, well, I'm going to fall short on insulation for the ceiling, or I'm not. I don't really know. It's the area where I'm framing. I think I'm going to have some 16s or something. It's all the same thickness. One's 16 wide by 48, and the other's 24-inch wide by 48 long. So either way, I've got enough insulation to do this. I just don't know what I'm going to have extra. So I got all this baby powder all over me. Let's hope that stops the itch because, between this and, let's see here. Between this, if I get it, I think about like I'm going deep sea fishing or some shit. Who knows? And my goggles, because I'm not wearing these. These are actually my good glasses, by the way. I forgot. I got to take them off. I don't want to be working in these. I should be able to get this stuff done. So let's make a day of it. Let's get it done. This is a lot easier than it was downstairs. Today it's raining a little bit. There's water on the edges of the house. It's not completely under, which proves that I've got to get that mortar lip between the piers. And that's something we're going to do later because I really need to keep that water from going in up under the house and contain it. And we'll get it bricked eventually and it should stop it all. We hope. Anyway, let's get this done. We're making some progress. One thing you may know, you may not know. If you're watching this looking for tips and you do know you've done it before, if you've insulated, sorry about the noise, it's raining and it's hitting the metal roof. When you're cutting this insulation, do not, and I don't care how small it is, keep the pile. Don't get rid of these small cuts. Don't throw them out. There will be your best friend. There's a reason why when you excuse me, when you measure your whole square footage in this insulation, you have little cuts. Some of your bays between your studs are going to be smaller than 14 inches because it's 16 on center. Some will be 12, some will be 8. You're going to have side cuts. You're going to have to cut it. Like with my walls, there's about 4 or 5 inches, sometimes like from, up to at least 4 or 5 inches shy. So you're going to have cuts of 4 or 5 inches. This little squares. Those squares will come handy. And that back corner of that small bay, getting on the very sides of this, because fiberglass is different, but rock wool's like solid bats. You got little side cuts, little slivers that you can slip in there so you have no gaps. You want to do that. You're going to have to get around wires. You're going to have to cut. Keep those cuts. Don't get rid of them. So just a little tip. Hey, well, the walls are done. All of them are done. And I'm double checking. They're all done. Now it's time for the ceiling. We'll have this thing insulated except one place today. Clancy and I were talking about having to frame up a place up here. We're going to get that done. So your bathroom's done. And I'll tell you, squeezing insulation in some tight places. My most challenging places, which really wasn't challenging, it was just time consuming, was in the bathroom here around all this plumbing. But, we got it all done. Got all that done. Now, the cool thing about the ceiling might be a little bit easier is that everything is 24 inches exactly, so the bats should squeeze in and hold in. Let's hope they're 24 on center, and then they'll hold in, because if they don't, then I've got another problem on my hands. It's gonna take me this week having to get some strapping to hold the insulation up, which I don't think that's gonna happen. I think it's gonna get in nice and snuggy. So, and like I said, I'll insulate all but this area right here, right over the top. Now, I will insulate the ceiling inside of there, and I will strap those so they'll stay up, but I'm not going to sheetrock inside of there. Remember, I told y'all I'm just not going to use that space for anything other, but I'm going to have like a crawl space right in here where it's a square that I could crawl up in there if I have to get up in there ever. So, almost like a little attic space. But like I said, the wiring right there that comes across, that 20 amp cuts in and it goes all the way this way. I'm not going to ask him to redo that. It's just not going to, especially when I'm really not going to use this space anyway. So I'm going to take a break here for a second, and then I'm going to come back and work on the ceiling. I knew this was going to be a problem, man. I knew it. I was sure these bats would have stayed tight within these rafters. They're 24 on center, they're 22 inch, but they won't hang, they won't stay put. So I've got to get strapping. I'm gonna have to get that vinyl strapping. Oh man, I don't know. It'll take quite a bit of it. It really is. So looks like I'm gonna have to go to plan B on that deal. Damn it. All right, so the best I can do here, I got the straps up. It's hanging, but it's not, like I say, it won't hold up between the bats as well as I thought they would. But they're hanging. And when we get sheetrock up, it'll bring them up. It'll come truss them. It's just, I'm hoping that the inspector doesn't say anything about it. I don't think he will. I'll just have to let him know. The stuff's heavier than fiberglass. It's not going to sit up on the ceiling. So, but it'll stay in once it's sheetrocked. That's all we can do. All right, my friends, we're back. We are back for, hopefully this will be the last round of insulation to get this done here. I had to order some more strapping. We get all that done and getting all this stuff strapped so we can get the insulation in there and get that done. And then I've got to add some 2x4s. I was talking to the plumber. Got to add some 2x4s around the shower here. So when we put the shower door in, we need to do that. Clancy is coming by here in a little bit today, and we're going to go over the front part here and get all that done. So let's see what we can get done here today. All right, my friends, we got this thing framed out. Clancy came over earlier, and right in the center right here, we're gonna have a door that'll come outward. That's what we're planning, or upward. There's not much I can do with that space up there. I'll slide things in, but I can't get them too far in, because as it is, I can't crawl up in there. That's a small space. So with what I've had to do with the rafter, can't get up in there at all. But be it that it may, it's not the end of the world. I'm not worried about that. But I can put things up in there and where I can reach them, and that's fine. I've got plenty of storage here with my storage shed, so can't win them all, and I'm not worried about it. It's all good. But anyway, getting a lot of the ceiling done here today. It's spent a lot of time trying to get that with him. So just trying to knock these bats out. Once I get, going down the line with all these straps, just sliding them in and getting them done. And then once I get this road done, and I'll have cuts of about 24, 26 inches at a time going in the center here that way. And I've got to get that. We moved, by the way, the wire that was over there. So that's across and over there. So we could put the 2x4 over. So we were good with that. Glad I discovered that. Well, folks, it's insulated. All I have to do is clean this place up and then get the inspection. and we'll get the drywall ordered. We'll be off to that. This took a little more work than I thought. Man, did it. The ceiling was not easy. I had to get all that strapped up and trying to keep things up. So some areas I had to double strap because it just wouldn't stay up. That's gravity for you folks. But I'll tell you, one thing you need to do, man, when you're doing this mineral wool is cover your arms and legs and make sure you're wearing a respirator. I can't wear the thing. I can't breathe with it, but I had to. I had no choice on it. So wear your PPE when you do this. This stuff it'll make you itch. But rock wool is much more efficient than fiberglass, and it won't mold or mildew. It's water resistant. It's fireproof. So has a lot of great qualities and soundproofing. So this room is deadened amazingly. So, but it's insulated. We got it done, and after the inspection, we'll get the drywall ordered. So next time you see a video from me, it'll be something to do with drywall, we hope. Clancy and I are going to get in here and get it done. So until then, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it, and we'll see you on the next one.